Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. The New York Knicks just came out victorious on the road, taking on the Washington Wizards, the final score being 120-99. And with this win, the New York Knicks improved to 7-5 on the season, 2 games above 500, and this was an in-season tournament game, so the New York Knicks improved to 1-1 when it comes to the in-season tournament, as we lost a heartbreaking game to the Milwaukee Bucks in the first one in Milwaukee, and then this one's on the road as well in Washington. This was a very winnable game. This was a game you had to win. The Washington Wizards entering this game only 2 wins on the season. They have some talented players, but they still need to gel and they have to learn how to play disciplined at the end of the day. But there definitely was some adversity for the New York Knicks. Not like they had their full, healthy group of guys out there. Quentin Grimes exited last game when it came to that third quarter, when it came to the wrist injury, and he did not play in this game because of his wrist injury. There's no latest reports on how bad it is or how long he's going to be sidelined, but that's a big loss when it comes to your starting lineup. When it comes to defensively, even though I do think he's taken a step back defensively this year, his ability to shoot the 3-ball. And then RJ Barrett, he continues to be out as well when it comes to that migraine, and he must have really bad migraine, or the New York Knicks may look at it as it's a back-to-back. We take on the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow, so we'll bring him back in that game. Let's not rush him back. Let's make sure he's freshened up for that basketball game. But this was such a fascinating game. In-season tournament felt like a regular game to me, though. The New York Knicks dominated that first quarter. They dominated in that second quarter. They definitely were in full control. The New York Knicks were up as many as 21 points when it came to that second quarter. In that first quarter, we were up 16-4. We're just pouring it on. Literally, first possession of the game, Jalen Brunson misses a bunny at the basket. And who's there for the rebound? Mitchell Robinson is there for the offensive rebound. This man had 2 offensive rebounds literally in 1 minute. He set the tone, telling the Washington Wizards, we're here. I hope you brought your A game, because we're going to play with another level of aggressiveness. We're going to go out there and kill you. And that's what the New York Knicks did. Jalen Brunson, 2 3-balls early on. Early on, I was like, damn, are we going to have another game that he struggles to finish in the interior? His mid-range shots were falling. He was splashing it from the outside. He hit a couple shots, or at least one from the parking lot. And then the fourth quarter, he had another deep one, but the first one over Gafford was extremely impressive. But we have seen his expanded range this season. He's always been this efficient 3-point shooter, but he's been taking more 3-point shots. His volume has been going up. But we saw the deep 3 from the parking lot versus the San Antonio Spurs against Victor Wembanyama. But I love the approach from Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, especially when it came to the first half of basketball, because what was so encouraging, especially after that first quarter, was Jalen Brunson 11 points, Julius Randle 11 points, and when it came to the half, you had Julius Randle, who had 13 points, I believe, when it came to the half, and then he had 5 assists, and then Jalen Brunson had 15, he had 14 or 15 points around that perimeter. Julius Randle had 13 points and he had 4 assists. We were really moving the basketball. That's what I loved about our offense early, and the Wizards had no answer for Julius Randle. Daniel Gafford, credit to him, a very athletic guy, very raw offensively. He's a very solid shot blocker. He's like, when you look at the list of the top shot blockers in the league when it comes to statistics, Daniel Gafford is up there. But the New York Knicks were definitely able to hold their own there. When it came to the interior, Julius Randle's using his physicality, driving right at Kuzma, driving right at a Daniel Gafford. And if you are wondering, he had Dante DiVincenzo got the start, and you had Josh Hart that got the start as well. RJ out with the migraine, and then Quinn Grimes out with the wrist injury. And I thought they played very well. Josh Hart hustles as usual, played his ass off on the defense side of the basketball. You're definitely not going to get those pop plays offensively, but he's going to fight after those 50-50 balls and have those momentum-changing plays when it comes to getting those 50-50 balls. But Dante DiVincenzo was such a huge reason why we got so much momentum early on. I love the dribble penetration. There was one play I absolutely loved, was Jalen Brunson, great anticipation on the pass, trusting Dante DiVincenzo, rotating over to the corner, and Dante DiVincenzo went on to knock down a 3. He hit 3 threes in this basketball game. He really thrived from beyond the arc. He really competed defensively. I love what we saw from Dante DiVincenzo. Off the bench, Miles McBride even checked into the basketball game, and he was hounding Jordan Poole defensively. I love the aggressiveness. I love when he jumped the passing lane. Yes, they had good transition defense, but eventually there was a very good cutter. I believe he gave it up to Hartenstein, but it did result into a Josh Hart bucket in transition. But I love the way Miles McBride was just hounding Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole looked so frustrated out there. He had a very inefficient night. He turned the ball over like crazy. The Knicks really did play well defensively in that fourth quarter. They turned things around because We had this 21-point lead, but the Wizards really fought back to make this a 5-point lead. But at the end of the day, Jalen Brunson was too much for this Wizards team. He took below Coulibaly to school, a rookie, one of the youngest players in the league. He's a promising defensive player, though. He had some good moments, but Jalen Brunson was too much. Julius Randle was too much. You had also Emmanuel quickly come off the bench. He had 16 points in the fourth quarter. He was unbelievable in this basketball game. But Kispert hit a timely three for them, I remember, in that third quarter to get it closer. You have Kyle Kuzma, who heated up a little bit, quiet first half. They needed Jordan Poole to heat up if they wanted a chance to really get this game even closer and win this basketball game. They weren't able to get over the hump. They never had the lead in this game. Danny Avdija, I thought he played very well. He's a promising defender. He's improving as an outside shooter, working down the lane. But we really kept Gafford in check. We kept Jordan Poole in check. Trey Jones had some solid moments, but he didn't have some out-of-this-world game. But when you have Mitchell Robinson setting the tone on the offensive glass, you have Julius Randle attacking, knocking down the three ball as well early on, just fighting for that offensive rebound. He had a stick back as well off of an offensive rebound. The Knicks played terrific, but then it became stagnant. Yeah, Brunson was cooking quickly. He was coming off the bench. There was high energy, Fournier checks in the game. I actually thought he played solid defense at times. He had a very nice defense possession on Jordan Poole in the second half to bottle him up, which led to a turnover. But yeah, he didn't make a three. He looked extremely rusty. He was 0 for 4 from 3, I believe, but he did have one bucket. But then the New York Knicks, the lead started to go away. Like, we were still in control when it came to that second quarter, but then when the third quarter came around, we were turning the ball over. I felt like the ball was sticking too much. We weren't moving the basketball as much. And again, credit to Avdija, credit to Kuzma, but we had plays that were turning the ball over, lack of ball movement, which led to some easy buckets in transition. Because this is the thing with the Wizards team. This Wizards team, they're not a good defensive team. They're undisciplined. They're not very good in the half court. Unless Jordan Poole's having some insane game when it comes to isolation, one-on-one. Same thing with Kuzma, and they're actually moving the basketball. But they have fresh legs. They like to get out and run. So we did give the Wizards some opportunities that they were hitting like quick rhythm threes. They're getting some buckets in transition. And there was a defensive possession I absolutely hated. It came at the end of the third quarter. I don't know if it was late on rotations or what. We let Avdija just walk right to the basket. That was really unacceptable. But at the end of the day, this team stepped up when it mattered most. Like in the fourth quarter, entering that fourth quarter, I believe it was a 5 or 6 point game. It was around that department, like 5, 6, 7 point game. It was a close, competitive game. Give credit to the Wizards. The offense got stagnant, though, on the Knicks part. I wish we trusted the pass more. But the fourth quarter, again, Mano quickly just turns it on. I love how aggressive he was. He went right at the cup. Right at the cup. And, like, speaking of turnovers, Julius Randle, I thought, played well. He played aggressive. He distributed the ball. Really, he had that's 5th straight 20-point game. He had a damn near triple-double. He had 8 assists, I believe. He played very well. He crashed the glass, but he had 6 turnovers. You have to value the basketball more. Jalen Brunson, he managed to have a 30-plus point night, but he had 0 turnovers. Like, it comes down to valuing the basketball, and I felt the Knicks didn't do that much. But when the fourth quarter came around, the Wizards hurt themselves, yes, but I thought the Knicks were more disciplined defensively. I thought they trusted the pass more, quickly went right at the basket, and he finished well, like when it came to driving baseline, drew a foul, and won. He was like dapped up his mom or gave a high five to his mom. That was so awesome seeing his mom on the sideline just pump him up. But yeah, quickly just went to work, drawing a foul, hit a really deep, no, he hit a 3, I believe, on that right wing near kind of the corner. When it came to later on in the fourth quarter, he was still out there when it came to really garbage time. But the Knicks forced the Wizards to a 6-minute drought of not scoring a field goal. The Knicks took over. It went from around a 5-6 point game because it kind of went back and forth in that area to the Knicks blowing it open because the Knicks locked them down, but also Jordan Poole hurting them. What's Jordan Poole do when Jalen Brunson checks in the game? So obviously lack of effort defensively. Jalen Brunson knocks down a mid-range jumper. You could trust him there. Just this dude he's just really put he's really been working on that 3 ball, or he's been working on shooting more threes, Jalen Brunson. If you've really paid attention to his game this season, he's just been unbelievable and very efficient from downtown, and he hasn't really been taking really bad shots. Maybe there was like a couple that I wasn't a fan of, and there was also plays he looked to draw fouls but still made the shot. It was insane. But quickly was pouring it on Jalen Brunson, mid-range jumper. But anyway, again, to Jordan Poole here. Sorry if I'm like cutting myself off so much. This was a very action-packed basketball game. Jordan Poole, what he does is he picks up a technical right after Brunson hits a mid-range jumper, not too many possessions after, sending Brunson to the free throw line. So that's an extra point there. And then also, what's he do? A couple possessions later, goes down the floor, travels. They're throwing the ball away. That was one of the main reasons the Knicks were more successful offensively, because we had more offensive trips. We were valuing the basketball more than the Washington Wizards in that fourth quarter. Thought the shot making was better. Randall was attacking. He was so physical. I love when you have a great shot blocker like Alfred, you got to use your up fakes, and that's what we got from Randall. He needs to knock down his free throws as well, though. The free throws definitely weren't great from Julius Randle in this basketball game. But the Knicks just never stopped hustling. They continue to fight out there. Hartenstein had a nice offensive rebound. But shout out to the Knicks. Brunson turned it on in the fourth quarter. Mano quickly did. Randle played with another level of physicality as well. And I felt another area that the New York Knicks kind of went wrong in that third quarter. I felt what kind of kept the Wizards in it. There was kind of like a swing that Randall drew a foul, but he missed both free throws, and the Wizards were kind of already in this game, or got to the point that they were building momentum. Kuzma was heating up. It was a 9-point game, and then Kuzma knocks down a three in the corner, so that really shifted some things. But the way we also built momentum was there was just a 6-point swing right out the gate. You can shout out Josh Hart that in a big moment when it looked like the Wizards were taking over. Brunson, nice kick out to Josh Hart for three. Brunson did a good job relocating, hitting a three from the top of the key. So Brunson really did hit some timely shots, and Josh Hart, even though he didn't bring a lot offensively, that was a pretty big shot when he hit that three in the corner. But at the end of the day, it just looked like the New York Knicks wanted it more, and they were more disciplined when it mattered most. And shout out to DiVincenzo as well off a missed shot. Dante DiVincenzo just flying in like he was John Starks or something, or just like an unbelievable athlete. He's a very solid athlete coming out of Villanova. I remember he had a nice dunk in that Michigan national championship game. But Dante DiVincenzo just flying through for this putback dunk, which was just unbelievable. And Jalen Brunson just cooked below Coulibaly in the situation one-on-one. Great footwork. Just got below Coulibaly to bite, who's a solid defender, long wingspan, good athlete. Got him in the air, and he knocked down this mid-range shot and the foul. He hit some difficult shots in this game, Jalen Brunson. But Brunson had 7 rebounds. He distributed the ball well. Again, you love seeing not just Randall and Brunson scoring, but also facilitating. And you like seeing your top guys, or some of your top guys, like excelling at the same time, showing that there's an unselfishness that both these guys bring to the table. And they started to move the ball more in the fourth quarter. Let me know down below your thoughts on this game. Got scary at times, but I love the resilience from this New York Knicks group. No Grimes, no RJ. Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.